Happy Friday, 6th grade. Today is Friday, April 24th, and we have reached the end of another week of remote learning. Today we are going to be going over a couple of things, so at any point feel free to pause and get what you need so that you can correct your work. Just as a last reminder, you should be studying your vocab terms from Unit 8. So all the terms from 8.11 and 8.14, those are on Quizlet. Hopefully you've checked them out by now, but if you haven't, make sure you get on there and do so. Start studying. All right, go ahead and take out your lesson review questions for 8.11, which hopefully most of you have emailed to me by now, so I can give you credit for doing them. And I'm going to go over the answers to them. So follow along, pause, or go back if you need to repeat the answer, because I am going to go through them fairly quickly to keep this video as short as possible for you. So number 1 said, explain how a spectrum helps classify stars. So the correct answer is that the light produced by each element in a star has a unique set of emission lines, which helps scientists identify the elements that form each star. So we looked at those emission lines and saw that those tell us or indicate which elements make up which star. Question number 2, what type of spectrum shows all of the visible color? This was one of the bullet points in one of our previous lessons. The correct answer is it's the continuous spectrum that shows all of the visible color. And remember, a star does not show a continuous spectrum. Number 3, explain how emission lines form. Well, emission lines form when electrons in a star's atoms jump around. Remember, they jump from high and then back to low energy levels. The activity releases a photon of light. Okay, if split, the light only has a few colors or emission lines, and so that's what we see on those charts that we looked at. Number 4, why does starlight show absorption lines? Well, the answer is that the gases in a star's atmosphere are cooler than the gases on the surface or on the inside core of the star. And the cooler atmospheric gases absorb some of the star's light, removing certain colors from the continuous spectrum. So when we see those black lines, those are the removal because of these cool atmospheric gases. Number 5, how have stars been classified? Scientists have used stars' spectra, temperature, brightness, magnitude to classify stars. So all of those 4 different ways are ways that we can classify a star. And remember that they initially tried to use the spectra, but they found that to be unreliable. And number 6, explain which is brighter, a star with an apparent magnitude of positive 5.3 or the sun, which has an apparent magnitude of negative 26.8. Okay, so that was the slide that we looked at with Buzz Lightyear on it. Okay, so a positive apparent magnitude value indicates a relatively dim star. So very bright stars have negative numbers. All right, and so the sun is brighter than a star with an apparent magnitude of plus 5.3. Okay, because it's more negative, so it's more bright. All right, and that's the answers to your lesson review questions 8.11. Your quick homework assignment for next week is to 1, watch the video link below to better understand the parallax, okay, and answer the following discussion questions on the next slide. I will say that the video on the parallax is the same video from the previous video lesson on Wednesday. So if you did not watch that, you want to watch that because that will help you answer some of these discussion questions. Or you may want to go back and watch it one more time before starting these discussion questions on the next slide. All right, and so here's your discussion questions. You're going to answer them in an email or a class reach message, whatever is easier for you, and send them over to me so I can give you some credit for doing them. Number 1 says, what principle explains the apparent shift of close stars in the sky? So what principle explains that? And then when must astronomers account for this principle? So first you got to figure out what that principle is called, and when must astronomers account for this principle? And finally, tell me what 2 basic elements compose all stars. All right? And with that, that's the end of this video. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I will see you on Monday for your next lesson, and I will leave you with a little astronomy humor. It says, "Wait, I thought you were going to show us your Halloween costume." "I am. I'm going as a star." It's the sun, guys. The sun is a star. All right, I will see you guys on Monday. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.